Morning. Got about 6 hours sleep last night, I think, which is okay. And waking up to this lovely morning. Sun's coming up. My tent's nice and dry, which is really handy. I don't have to spend ages drying it off, because if you pack away a wet tent, like the top of it is heavy. But yeah, the sun's hitting the peaks. Oh, and it looks lovely. What a morning this is. There's my shirt drying out from all the manky sweat. I'll try and wash it later. Look at this. It's one of them mornings where I want to be setting off early, but I don't want to waste this amazing view. There we are, no trace at all, absolutely nothing. Packed up and ready to go. Hopefully I'll get a massive breakfast. Oh, I've loved this morning, absolutely loved it. So I just started off from over there, but it's hardly rained here for weeks and it's still really boggy. So if you are going to do this hike, when you get from Rossway up to where the path splits and there's a high route, it's boggy. So if it's boggy when it's been dry for about a month, I dread to think with normal British weather, so be prepared. I've got sealskin waterproof socks, so I'm going to try them, but make sure you've got something to keep your feet dry, or a dry pair of socks when your socks get wet, because if you get wet feet and keep walking in those, blister time. Oh, I made a massive mistake. I've got to backtrack. Where I camped, there was a path going upwards, and on the map I thought that was the high route, the alternative high route. So I turned right of that one, but I think it was a sheep track, and I ended up following that, and I ended up down there, right out of the way, and it was boggy, and so I had to do some map reading with my compass, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going in completely the wrong direction. Grasmere's over there somewhere, and I was walking over there. So I found this path down here. I checked the map and it means I've got to go all the way back to the top, but at least it's a path. But yeah, it's about an hour out of, and a mile out of the way. So my fault for not paying attention first thing this morning to the map. So I got so hideously lost on the other side of that. I ended up miles away, I reckon 3 miles out. I've wasted the whole time. Finally found the path back. I should be over there. That's where the coast to coast is, going the other side of those tarns. But I finally managed to navigate and find this path that leads to Grasmere. Thank goodness I had a compass and the map. Honestly, because the other side of that over there, I had no idea where I was. Oh my goodness. So that's like 3 hours, and goodness knows. I should have been in Grasmere ages ago having breakfast. Coming down that was horrible. It was more like climbing down that than walking. You literally had to scramble down. There's loads of ankle breakers, and it was horrible. I'm on some flattish path now, thank goodness. Oh man, roll on Grasmere. Goodbye my nemesis. As beautiful as you are, I hope to never see you again. It is lovely here though. People are like sunbathing and stuff. But oh man, that's done me. So I just stopped in Grasmere down there and restocked. I had a lovely pub lunch, a big old pie and mash and veg and a pint. and a pint of water as well, water and ice, and they filled up my bottle. There's a co-op there as well, so I stocked up on my pot noodles and hot chocolate and bits and bobs. Also there's loads of like hiking shops there, so if you need to like replace anything, I saw about 3 or 4 different shops that sort of cater for that kind of thing. So yeah, Grasmere, lovely place. I just had a little doze in a park under a shaded tree because this morning wiped me out, man. Like 5 hours wasted. It should have taken me 2 or 3 hours to get to Grasmere. It took me 5. Anyway, I'm heading off now and see where I end up at the Tarns somewhere. So it's getting really hot now though, like really hot, and tomorrow is supposed to be brutal, so it's not going to be easy, I don't think. I'm so tempted to go and jump in that, but I'm going to wait until I get to the Tarn. So I'm just having a little lie down in this little row of bushes away from the sun because it's so exposed. I'm nearly at Grasmere, Grisdale Tarn, and it is so hot. It's getting crazy hot now, and I'm feeling a bit cooked. I've been ducking my head in streams and rivers, but I've drunk about 5 litres of water today. So I'm just going to lie here in this shade for a bit and cool down before I venture out again, because it's really exposed here. And I just looked at the weather, and tomorrow and the day after is supposed to be even hotter. So I might just have to go really slow and maybe duck out of the sun sort of lunchtime onwards for about, I don't know, because I don't want to get sunstroke. So it's going to slow me down a lot, I think, because I'm not very good with the heat. So just got up the top of the valley from Grasmere. It's quite steep near the end of it, but it's an easy path. It's nothing like that horrible one earlier. It's a nice easy path, but yeah, it does get steep near the end, and then it ends up at Grisdale Tarn, which I'm at now. I'm thinking of going for a swim. I might even camp here, you know. I'm beat today. This walk today in the sun has kicked my butt. I'll see how I feel after a swim. This is beautiful. I have to go in. Oh, I just had a lovely dip in there, washed my shirt, washed my pants, washed all sorts. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, it's starting to ease up the heat now, which is good, so I might try and make it to Patterdale and see what's there, I think. But yeah, it's cooling down a bit now and there's a bit of a breeze, but over there, oh my goodness, brutal. Well, I'll tell you what, this Lake District part, I thought I was sort of a moderate to average hiker. I live on the southwest coast path and I can do all the cliffs and the hills, no problem. I did the South Downs Way last year, no problem. The Two Moors Way, I hike around Dartmoor a lot. I've done Snowdonia, that sort of thing. Well, near Snowdonia. I thought I was pretty good. The Lake District is kicking my butt. There are hills that I didn't know could exist. Oh my goodness. And the downward bits, that's what I'm finding hard. But it's so sort of scrambly. You have to like climb and lumber over, and my legs are like jelly at the moment. They're absolute jelly. They're burnt out. Like, just goes to show, doesn't it? So this is a whole different animal for me anyway. I'm not some hardcore. And this was in the dry as well. If this was wet and boggy, flipping heck. I did alright yesterday. I powered through. I got right up to the top of that, wherever I was, and I felt good. I was steaming it up that hill. And that was tough. That just kept going on and on, higher and higher and higher, and I found that lovely campsite. But today, I think, I don't know, maybe it's the heat, or just sapped out. I slept alright last night, but yeah, the Lake District has whooped me today. So I think my last sort of big day in the Lake District tomorrow. I've got to go over Kidsty Pike, that's the highest bit, and it's going to be brutally hot tomorrow, so I don't know how that's going to go. I'll have to try and set off early and then maybe stop in the afternoon, because you know it's dangerous. I'm not racing, I'm not trying to be the big man or nothing. If you start getting sunstroke or heat exhaustion, that's no fun at all. So we'll see. I'm here to enjoy it, not to, you know, break records or anything. So yeah, Lake District, you have beat me today. Oh, this is a blessing. I'm on the shady side. I've cooled down just by going in the tarn, dried my clothes and that, and now I'm in the shade. I feel fine. I'm just like, I'm gonna walk to Patterdale and see what's what, but I feel absolutely fine now. I think it's just that heat absolutely sapping the life out of me today. I really struggled with it, but now fresh as a daisy, ready to go. Oh, I'm rubbish with the heat. So once you get off past Grasmere Tarn, you go down quite a rocky path, and then for quite a while, a couple of miles, it's this. It's a really nice, long, easy path. It's an absolute luxury. I'm just heading to Patterdale. Might have a pint and then see what's what. So I was hoping to get to Angle Tarn tonight, but it's way up there, really high and about 3 miles away, and it's late, and because I got so ridiculously lost this morning, I just don't fancy hiking up there at night and trying to find a spot. And I walked past here, and that had a sign on saying vacancies and in there I've got access to all the bath. I'm gonna go and have a bath in a minute, and there was a bar, so I'm having a beer, and I knocked him down a bit because it was bed and breakfast. I said, well, I'll be off early hopefully, so no breakfast, and I knocked him down a bit. But I've got this shepherd's hut, and there's a kettle in there, and it's really nice here. This is the water view at Patterdale. So yeah, I got a little proper place to sleep. I mean, I'd be more than happy camping in my tent. I even asked the pub further down that way. They had this big pub garden, and I went in there and said, do you mind tents being pitched up and I'll pay for it? And they went, no, no. So I was like, all right, screw you. I'm happy to sleep in my tent, but I do not, there's nowhere around here to wild camp, literally nowhere. I'd have to go up to Angle Tarn or in that direction, and I'm done. Today it absolutely beat me. It just beat the flipping willies out of me today, honestly. But I got this little place, that's all right. So I'm gonna have a good sleep and then smash it up there early, because it's gonna be super hot tomorrow. So I'm gonna have this beer and have a bath.